So, you sent us this story about the Phoenix team, and honestly, it's required reading, especially if you measure performance just by, spreadsheets.
It really is. We're diving into how this team, who looked brilliant on paper, moved from that sort of slow death of burnout
Right.
to a completely different rhythm, one based on actual value and learning.
And the starting point is just this massive contradiction, isn't it? You look at their velocity charts, their burn downs,
Immaculate. I mean, really, textbook perfect, shipping code every 2 weeks. Bang, bang, bang.
like clockwork. But, and this is the kicker, their actual product value,
Yeah.
totally flatline.
Yeah, and stakeholder trust was just, well, it was bleeding out fast.
So they're running incredibly fast, hitting all the metrics,
Uh-huh.
but achieving less and less, that mattered. That pressure to keep up the team performance illusion was actually, destroying it.
Totally. It led to this huge product complexity. And they just lost the thread, the understanding of context. Fast, yes, but kind of aimless.
Okay, so enter Anya, the team shepherd, as they called her.
Right. And her first moves were pretty radical because they flew right in the face of standard procedure.
She didn't tweak the metrics?
Nope. She just started canceling meetings, lots of them. And then she demanded 4 hours every Friday for Praxis.
Praxis, so like reflection and learning time.
Exactly. 0 tickets allowed during that time. Just think, discuss, learn.
Okay, I can already feel the immediate predictable panic setting in.
Oh, absolutely. If you're measured purely on velocity, how do you justify losing half a day of coding? It doesn't compute.
The velocity charts must have just plummeted.
Instantly. Yeah. Liam, the senior dev, he probably thought, okay, we've traded slow burnout for swift execution by management because the numbers just went south.
But Anya held firm.
She doubled down.
Yeah.
Knew they couldn't just keep chipping away at the enormous backlog they'd built up into the old system. That wasn't the real problem.
So instead of the mountain of tasks, she went small. Really small.
Tiny, yeah. During one of those probably quite tense Friday reflection sessions, Maya, she was a junior designer, she pointed out this friction point,
Okay.
buried deep in the sign-up process. Tiny thing.
Oh.
Almost insignificant. Everyone had ignored it for ages as, too low priority.
Right, the kind of thing that always gets pushed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've got this mountain of feature requests, urgent tickets, and Anya says, no, fix that pebble. They spent, less than a day on it?
Seems like a huge risk, right? When morale is fragile, why focus on something so seemingly minor?
Because as it turned out, it wasn't minor to the user experience at all.
Yeah.
And this is the mic drop moment. 2 weeks later.
Get this. The head of sales comes in. Reports say 15% increase in user conversions. 15%.
Just from that tiny sign-up tweak. Bam.
Suddenly, all that previous speed felt irrelevant, didn't it? The real metric, the delivery of value, that was the thing.
That one small win,
Yeah.
that was everything. It was the proof they needed. It started rebuilding that stakeholder trust, which, crucially, gave them the breathing room, the space for real recovery.
And you can see these positive feedback loops starting to spin up almost immediately.
Yeah, 3 distinct ones. First, the feedback they got was now high quality, focused on impact. So their adaptation engine kicked in.
Meaning their context just grew massively. They finally started understanding which problems were actually worth solving.
Right. And second, that mandatory Friday time, the Praxis cycle, it stopped feeling like a burden.
It became their edge.
Exactly. Reflecting properly meant they made smarter choices, adapted their practices better come Monday morning.
Okay. And the third loop.
The shift away from just measuring output created what we'd call an expertise flywheel.
So when you're not just a code factory, you have space to actually learn.
Precisely. You have the safety, the time for learning, for experimentation. We saw Liam starting a book club on system architecture, Maya running design workshops.
Their collective knowledge just took off because the focus shifted to growth, not just raw throughput.
And now, the charts on their walls track customer outcomes, not just lines of code or velocity points.
It's such a powerful story. The Phoenix team wasn't saved by a new tool or, some fancy new methodology.
No, not at all. They were saved because someone gave them the trust and the crucial space to reconnect their daily work back to its actual meaning, its impact.
So thinking about this, what does it mean for you, listening in? That reliance the Phoenix team had on measurable output, those pristine velocity charts.
Yeah, it completely hid the real signal, didn't it? The valuable work, that 15% conversion jump that was waiting to be found.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What seemingly insignificant friction point might you be overlooking right now in your own chase for speed?
That's the question to sit with. What tiny pebble could unlock massive value? if you just gave it the space.